All right, how to write a check. I know checks are not used as often nowadays. Everybody uses their little debit card to pay their bills, but there are still going to be a few instances where you need to know how to write a check. A lot of companies don't always allow you to make regular payments with a check. So I'm going to go over how to write one and what's all involved on a check. So here's an example of what a typical check would look like. Some of them will look fancier, but everything's usually laid out in this manner. The first thing to take notice is you have a date. You always want to write the date on there. On the top left-hand side of the check, you see you have your name, address of the person who is the account holder. If you're married, then you'll have both you and your husband on the check if you want to. You can just have one check per checking account if you want separate checking accounts. You can also have a kid's checking account where the parent and a kid are on a check. That way both can use it and a kid can get used to writing checks. I have known of students who paid for their own books using their checking account. Pay to the order of, that is whom you are writing the check to, whatever company or person. You'll see they always have the bank name and branch location of where your banking account is. And in the very, very bottom, you see a bunch of numbers, digital looking numbers. These are specific to the bank so that they know how to track and where to withdraw the funds from. The routing number, you do need to know what that number is. It's always the first 9-digit number. And you see it's on either side, it's got these funky little brackets. Okay, the routing number, a lot of times when you set up a pay online and you use a check, it will ask for the routing number. This is the number that will direct any company, straight to your account. And then you need your bank account number. And then the last thing is, you see this is the check number. You see how it matches the check number up here in the corner. These are all things you need to remember. And most checking books come with a thing that reminds you what all of these are called, but just in case. All right, so now let's practice writing one. So, pay to the order of, this is the person you're writing or company you're writing this check to. So for instance, let's say I'm paying my mortgage, my house payment. So what mortgage company? We'll just say, I don't know, Frost. What's a good mortgage company? We're just going to say Frost Banking, I guess. So this is who you're going to write, or Frost Mortgage. That's what we'll do. So you're going to write the name. These are G's. It looks funny. Frost Mortgage. And then put the date. Today is March 17th, 2020. You can do this several ways. You can write March 17, 2020 like this, or you can do it 3/17, 2020, or you can do it with dashes. Just whichever you do, I would always do it that way, because if you start changing it up on the bank, they'll notice it and they'll think somebody else is using your checks, and they'll check with you, which is really nice that they do that. I tend to use the numbers. 3, and you can do dashes if you prefer. I like slashes. 17. Currently, you need to write 20. Normally, you could just write 20, but I don't know if any of you realize 2020, I could add on to the end of this, so always finish it, 2020. All right, the next thing you're going to do is write the amount, and I'm going to use a funky amount, that way you see what it would look like. So what if I say my mortgage was $1,234.17. Okay, so you write it in the box. This is a comma. Then you need to write it on the line after that. This is going to help make sure that whatever you wrote in the box is what is written across. All right, so in words, I'm going to write 1,000. I need a new pen. This one is not working. One sec. All right, 1,000. Oh, much better. 1,200, and you got to squish it. On here, it's hard. If you were writing in a real, you'd be able to squish this. 34. And then 1,234, and then when you do the cents, you would put it 17 over 100 as a fraction. Okay? So 1,234 and 17 and 100. And I'm going to erase this a little bit and show you what it would look like. Just pretend that that whole thing says 1,000. We're just out of space. So 1,234 and 17 over 100. And then if there is any space, you draw a line to the end of the line. I need to make this check bigger, but next time. Okay, then you sign your name. And then over here is the memo. And you don't have to write anything in there, but a lot of times people will write the account number, so that way this check goes, if you're mailing this check, it goes into the account number that they are billing you for. Or you can use it to say, keep track of what you're writing this check for. So in this case, I forgot another G, mortgage. My mortgage or rent payment, and so on. That's it. If you have any questions, comment, send me an email.